Resilience is built in the small, unseen moments. Most people think resilience comes from surviving great hardships, but it's actually built long before the storm arrives. It's in the small moments, when you choose patience over anger, when you breathe deeply instead of snapping back, when you remain calm in the face of small provocations. Like a muscle, resilience grows with quiet, consistent effort. Not in the dramatic battles of life, but in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Train yourself daily, and when the storm comes, you will already be prepared. Resilience is not suppression, it's mastery. Many confuse emotional resilience with emotional suppression, but they are not the same. Suppression is denial. Resilience is mastery. You don't run from your emotions. You feel them fully, but you are not controlled by them. You acknowledge fear, but you do not freeze. You recognize anger, but you do not lash out. You see sadness, but you do not drown in it. True resilience is the ability to hold your emotions in your hands, examine them, and still choose your response with clarity and strength. Resilience makes you gentle, not harsh. Here's the paradox. The stronger you become emotionally, the gentler you are with others. Why? Because you no longer need to defend your ego. You don't react out of insecurity or fear. You understand that storms come and go, and people act out of their own pain. A resilient person does not feel threatened by others. They don't need to win every argument. They have the strength to choose kindness, not because they are weak, but because they are unshakably strong. Powerful calmness is the signature of true resilience. The silent power of emotional detachment. There is a quiet weapon in the arsenal of the resilient. It's called emotional detachment. But don't misunderstand this. Detachment does not mean apathy. It does not mean coldness. It means clarity. Emotional detachment is the ability to see life's chaos, feel life's intensity, and yet remain inwardly still. When people criticize you, you don't absorb their words as truth. When praise comes your way, you don't lose yourself in the approval. You stay centered because your value does not depend on external noise. This is not about becoming numb. It is about becoming clear. The storms of life become like distant thunder. You hear them, you notice them, but they do not command your soul. This detachment gives you power, because while others react impulsively, chasing fleeting emotions, you respond with purpose and calm precision. Your focus sharpens, your mind clears, your strength multiplies. In a world that constantly pulls at your emotions, detachment is not weakness. It is your shield. It allows you to move through life untouched by its chaos, rooted in your principles, guided by your purpose. So understand this. Emotional detachment is not an escape from life. It is the mastery of life. When you can feel deeply but remain grounded, you become untouchable. The resilient person does not close their heart. They open it fully, knowing that no storm can steal its warmth. This is your silent power. Carry it with you, turning pain into power. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is often a choice. This is one of the most profound truths of emotional resilience. The strongest people you know are not those who avoided pain. They are the ones who transformed it. Pain sharpened their focus. Pain forged their patience. Pain carved out space for wisdom to grow. See, pain is a messenger. It arrives uninvited, but it carries lessons that ease never could. When life wounds you, you are faced with a decision. Will you let the pain harden you? Will you let it turn you bitter? Or will you let it awaken something deeper? Resilient people treat pain as raw material. They don't run from it. They sit with it. They listen to what it teaches about themselves, about life, about what truly matters. And in doing so, they transmute that pain into power. Pain becomes fuel. Pain becomes clarity. Pain becomes an unbreakable inner strength that no comfort zone could ever create. This is the alchemy of resilience. So the next time pain visits your life, do not curse it. Do not rush to silence it. Sit with it, understand it, and allow it to shape you. Remember, the deepest roots grow in the harshest storms, and from the ashes of pain, the strongest versions of ourselves are born. Turn your pain into power. This is the path of the resilient, the discipline of daily resilience. Emotional resilience is not something you achieve once and then forget. It is not a medal you wear. It is a discipline, a quiet daily practice. Every single day, life will test you. Sometimes in small ways, a delayed response, an impatient colleague, a moment of self-doubt creeping in during silence. Other times it will test you deeply, with loss, with betrayal, with uncertainty about your future. These are not interruptions. These are the training grounds of resilience. True resilience is built not in grand moments of heroism, but in the invisible hours when no one is watching. It's the choice to respond with patience when frustration rises. It's the choice to stay grounded when fear clouds your mind. It's the choice to pause and breathe instead of reacting in haste. Every time you make that choice, you are sharpening your inner steel. Every time you resist the pull of emotional chaos, you grow stronger. Every day, you become more immovable. Discipline is what makes resilience reliable. Because without discipline, even the strongest will falter under pressure. So ask yourself each morning, how will I train my resilience today? Maybe it's holding your calm during an argument. Maybe it's finding stillness in a moment of anxiety. Maybe it's simply not allowing someone's negativity to penetrate your peace. Day by day, moment by moment, you are forging an unshakable core. Resilience is not a final destination. It is the road you walk every single day. Walk it with discipline. Walk it with quiet strength. And in time, you will realize nothing outside of you can ever truly break you. Quiet confidence on the hidden companion of resilience. There is a kind of confidence that doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't even need to be seen. This is quiet confidence, the natural companion of true emotional resilience. See, when you've walked through storms and remained standing, when you've faced your fears and kept moving forward, you no longer need external validation to feel secure. You carry your confidence inside you, silently, steadily, unshakably. You don't need to prove your worth in loud declarations. Your very presence speaks for you. Your calm under pressure, your grace in the face of chaos, your steady eyes when others panic. This is the language of quiet confidence, and it is contagious. People feel it in the way you carry yourself. They sense it in your words, your decisions, your silences. You become a lighthouse in the storm, not because you force attention, but because you are simply unmovable. Quiet confidence is born from experience, from endurance, from resilience practiced daily. It whispers to you in moments of doubt. You've been here before. You know your strength. It reminds you that your worth is not fragile. It is not dependent on approval. It is built from within. So let others chase applause if they must. You walk with quiet confidence. It will carry you through every storm, every challenge, every uncertain day. And in the end, it will light your path more brightly than any spotlight ever could.